Well, hi guys and welcome to the video. So this time I'm doing a lager. It's going to be quite an interesting one because it's not an easy brew style to do as a home brewer. This is the day before. I'm sort of setting up the delayed heating process on the app. So when I wake up tomorrow morning, everything will be ready, set and to go. So this is the following morning, adding in my grains just to get ready and to start the mash. I also like to pre-mill the day before, makes your brew day shorter. You really have to give a nice good stir. As you can see here, I'm aiming for a 50 litre batch, so quite a big grain bill. But everything should be fine with the G70 as it's suited for 60 litre batches. So top plate on, overflow valve, and we're all set to go. So this time I'm gonna pump more wort and do some more recirculation so the temperature can equalize better through the whole grain basket. Because I notice if you don't actually overflow into the center of the Grainfather, you'll have more dodgy temperatures. Sort of they will dance around more often. Here's a little security feature I added on to the Grainfather because I nearly made the controller fall on the floor because it caught on my knee. But luckily I still have football skills and I was able to catch it in midair, but it's kind of the thing I don't want to do on day-to-day basis. So this time I sort of a little hatch here to secure it nicely in case I, make it lose the magnetic power that keeps it on. Mashing was no big deal. I had a pretty good stable temperature this time, probably because I was recirculating more fluid than usual. So I like to prepare my hops during the mash, so I kind of check on my app and see what the kind of additions are and prepare them in advance and label them so I know when I have to add them in. Machine on the bottom right is my vacuum sealer. I use it actually to vacuum seal my hops, which I keep in my freezer. As you can see, yeah, I've got a nice recirculation going on and mash finished. So I tried to, get a new sparging device because the app showed me I had to push 31 times and at 31 liters. This is sort of a deal breaker for me. Who wants to push a button for 31 times during half an hour? So my idea was to measure out the water before and just let it flow nicely and sparge it without, getting too involved. As you can see, I had to find a sweet spot between enough water flowing in and the thing actually spinning. And in the end I had to settle down for the thing not spinning and just sparging softly. But it was okay in the end. I think I had a good and reasonable pre-boil gravity. So here I'm sort of removing the grain basket and just dispensing everything back into my container to go to the compost. It's too heavy to lift on your own, so I just take the grains out nice and slow. So boil's been reached. I'm doing my first hop additions. You can see it's a nice vigorous boil. I like to stir in my hops, to get a full utilization. And goes the petaflock tablet, to get a nice clear beer. The two fermenters are ready and sterilized, and let's chuck in some beer. You can see the Grainfather is quite full. It's a 70 litre system, so big batch today. So in go my second addition of hops. Here's my last addition of hops. And as usual, a nice little stir in. Yeah, I got superpowers, I can stir very fast. So here I'm sort of sending hot water through the counterflow chiller. I do this for 5 minutes just to get everything nice and sterilized. Yeah, I'm ready to get, the hot water from my counterflow chiller so I can use it to clean later. Spray some star sand on the fermenters while I'm filling them up. My 2 fermenters are in standby mode, ready to get filled up. As you can see here, it's sort of nice and oxygenated. Just kind of sending a full blast, the whole wort going through, because I know I will never be able to reach lager fermenting temperatures. So I just put the pump on maximum and open the valves. At the end here we got a nice hop cake. And the second fermenter is being filled at the same time too. I kind of guesstimated on how much water I had in the side glass on the Grainfather. And once I was reaching about 25 liters difference, I just switched fermenters. Actually, I just switched the lids. I didn't actually have to do anything else. So removing the hops from the hop plate. I wasn't too aggressive on the hops as this is a lager. And here as usual, just rinsing everything. And kind of pumping it out in the sink. Using my brush here as a kind of a way to stop the vortex to sucking air in the pump. And here I'm kind of daisy chaining the counterflow chiller to the side glass to get everything clean at the same time. Letting everything dry out nicely before reassembling everything in the Grainfather. So meanwhile in my cellar, I just did a little time lapse of both beers fermenting. You can see my little keg wall on the side and the lagers fermenting nicely and happily. So this was part 1. There'll be a second part where I'll show you my bottling process and all the steps I do to lager my beer. So see you next one. Bye.